had our first child. We have three that are here now at West Side, but our first child was in daycare for the first year and a half, and we were looking for a change, and we'd heard about the West Side Montessori Little House campus in Perrysburg and came to visit, and we were so glad when we made the switch because the environment felt so much more controlled versus chaotic, and the teachers are so nurturing. The classrooms are, the size is a little bit smaller, so there's a little bit more one-on-one attention, and we just have really felt good about that choice so much that, you know, we sent our next two children in when they could come at 13 months, and they've all done so well. Even the fact that they're given the opportunity to become so independent at such a young age. So we've been very happy with the choice to come to West Side.
When my husband and I moved back to Toledo, we intentionally selected a neighborhood with a neighborhood school routinely ranked excellent because we wanted that for our children, even though at the time we had only an 8-month-old child. So in investigating childcare options for him, I looked at West Side, and that's all it took to decide where we wanted to send our children. We were certain within a matter of weeks that we were in for the long haul and committed to West Side, and that a Montessori education with its inherent intrinsic value placed on work versus external rewards was a place where we wanted our children to grow and thrive, and where we wanted them to learn not just academics, but also grace and courtesy and independence and interdependence and self-actualization. And to see that in action from toddler level all the way up to middle school level is so inspiring. It's definitely the right place for our 3 children.
The Little House in the kindergarten program has had quite an impact on my family, particularly with how well developed my children have come to be from the program. My husband and I give a lot of credit to West Side Montessori for how great the girls have turned out in their early stages of life. We were, researching a lot of schools in the area, and we gleaned from what we were seeing that West Side Montessori offered some really high-quality opportunities. But, until we were able to get the children involved in the programs, we didn't realize how amazing it could be. Eventually, we've come to realize that the girls have developed themselves in so many ways. And one of the most important things that we've found through Montessori is that our children are very intrinsically motivated. And that's huge for us as parents. We know that that's a real true way to lead to success in life if you are truly motivated to do the things that are necessary to be successful. And we feel that the girls are, and we feel that the Montessori approach has helped them develop that skill.
West Side is the right place for my children because it's the best place I know that will fulfill both of them to their full potential. I have 2 very different children, and so where my son has certain special needs and that sort of thing, it's a wonderful environment because it allows him to move and grow into his body and has given him the time to develop. And so he's loving school, he's loving everything about it, and he's really kind of come into his own. And at the same time, my daughter, who is very advanced sort of from the start, and I'm sure would be an A student and that sort of thing in a traditional classroom setting, I think would be bored in a traditional classroom setting. So the very fact that the Montessori method allows for choice for both of those children and allows the teacher's choice and the children's choice is going to allow them both to be at their full potential. So my daughter won't be bored and my son won't be labeled as a problem or a troublemaker. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, as a parent and a secondary science teacher, I value the curiosity that's fostered, the natural curiosity that's fostered in the classroom. In a very structured classroom, the students are allowed to explore what they want to. And secondly, the value of work is reinforced over and over in the classroom. And that is extremely valuable. I see students who just value the grades at the secondary level. And here they're taught to value the work, the value of doing things.
We had two sons that went through West Side since they were toddlers, and one of them now is in college. He's a junior, and the other's a junior in high school. And it was really interesting for us to see the transition be from West Side, a small private school, to a big school like St. John's Jesuit High School, because the classrooms are completely different and the whole setup is different. But they did great. They were able to transition very well into the large classroom. They were able to make sense out of the new environment without any difficulty, really, and they excelled in their studies. But I think the best advantages that we saw from the West Side education came from their leadership skills, their confidence, their ability to self-direct with their lines of study, their ability to deal with their teachers, and to deal with adults on a personal level.
I think one of the biggest things that I saw out of Skylar, she started on in the early years, lower elementary through upper elementary, and then in the middle school. How she progressed each of her years, from a maturity perspective, from a wanting to learn perspective, tolerance perspective. I think that's some of the things that West Side really provides to the kids. It's a very diverse environment, which I think is very important for kids growing up. And I think experiencing that at such a young age, they're a little bit more immature at that time frame, but in the same vein, it allows them to embrace that, welcome different cultures into their daily lives, and it really fosters I'd say a family, a very strong family environment.
Some people are concerned about the expense of investing this kind of money in preschool, grade school for their children. And for us, the investment in this age was really worth it. I think we got more, the kids got more value from this education than even the money invested for their private high school. And I think that money spent at that age was a better use of money than even the college dollars.